Namaste. Welcome to NTV Business. One of the biggest challenge every student currently facing is achieving their dream job due to recessions, layoffs, and right platform they're not getting to get their jobs. But today, to guide them, is we have Mr. Avinash, the founder of Cantilever Labs. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. Thank you so much. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. So, Cantilever Labs. To begin with, brief us about this. What does it do? How does it help corporates and students?
Okay, so Cantilever Labs typically work with colleges, upskilling their students, getting them placement ready. Whether an on-campus placement is coming or an off-campus placement is coming, we help students so whenever the companies are visiting, they are ready.
So, as you mentioned, it is a bridge between the corporates and as well as the students. So, what are the training programs or internships courses you're providing right now?
So typically, we do entire tech stack. In technical training, we do C, Java, Python, C++, data structures, algorithm. Other than that, we do emerging technologies like AI/ML, data science, IoT robotics, cloud computing, Salesforce. So that is on the tech side of it. Then we do the entire aptitude stack, which is logical reasoning, quantitative ability, verbal ability, data interpretation. And then we do soft skills, which could be communication, which could be written and spoken English, which could be group discussions, resume, interview, and LinkedIn profile building. So we do a 360-degree preparation right from the first session of C till the last session of HR interview. We take care of everything.
So, from building a resume to achieving their job to
Absolutely.
everything.
You got it right. Yeah.
So, and so far, how many people you have trained or how many students you have collaborated with the colleges as well?
So Cantilever Lab started its journey in 2018. It's been over 5 years now. And in this over 5 years now, we have trained, placed close to 1,15,000 students. And we have collaborated with close to 120 colleges/universities across the country.
One of the biggest challenge currently is students are not getting right platform. So, where to invest or what are the courses they have to do? What do you think are the students are facing difficulties or what is the wrong they are doing? Wrong step they are taking in?
Very frankly, there is no wrong or there is right to it. The world of technology changes overnight. Just last week, there was an EdTech conclave in which I was invited as a speaker. And the opening slide of my talk was the recipe of a fish curry. It was an EdTech conclave and I was speaking about fish curry. You must have heard this line that give a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach him how to fish, feed him for life.
Yes.
But I have a genuine problem with that. If you teach me how to fish, I go to Hussain Sagar Lake, I get 100 fishes. But how have you fed me for life? Teach me the next skill. What should I do with these fishes? Either you teach me how to make fish curry so that I can cook, I can eat, and I can sell fish curry, or you teach me the art of selling so that I can sell those 100 fishes and then eventually make my living. Cantilever Labs come into that section. When the college have done their job, which is getting the student ready, getting them into the technical education, giving them a graduate degree, Cantilever Labs come typically in the final or pre-final year, where now we have to give them that additional skill that over and above the engineering degree, you're also placement ready.
That
So
upskilling is necessary.
It's an absolute necessity. In fact, before starting Cantilever Labs, in 2016, I was invited by one of the topmost colleges of the country. There was a conference in which 25 college heads were there and 25 corporate heads were there. And the agenda was that everybody in the world knows there is a gap between industry and academia. It's a known fact to everyone.
Exactly.
But can you quantify the gap? Because till the time I don't know the number I'm chasing, I don't know for how long do I have to chase. If I tell you the gap is 100 years, or if you tell me the gap is 100 years, I'll give up today. Because I know in my entire lifetime I can never chase that gap. But if you tell me that the gap is somewhere less than that, I might give it a shot. In that conference, the conclusion was the gap is 7 years, which basically means what is needed by industry in 2023, the academia will teach in 2030. And the second conclusion was, it was in 2016, that conference was in 2016. The second conclusion was the way startups are exploding, this gap will become 13 years, which basically means what industry needs in 2023, academia will teach in 2036.
Okay.
So fundamentals are there, but the right injunctures for that placement readiness is still not there, which is where Cantilever Labs comes into the picture. I am a big fan of Indian education system. I am a product of an Indian education system. There is absolutely no problem. There is no harm in it. We just add another layer so that over and above the solid education that a student has received, another layer of solid preparation is done and the student is ready for the industry.
Ready to crack the job.
Exactly.
So, as you mentioned, you provide courses of different science and tech. So, is that a free of cost or they have to pay?
So when was the last time when you got something which was free, and when was the last time you valued it really? Yeah.
True.
So I have read a very interesting book in which it is written, free momentarily will win over smart, but in a long run will hurt very badly. So the smallest course that we do is a 3 days program. The longest course that we do is a 3 years program.
3 years program.
3 years program, and every program is a paid program.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how to approach the students to get into these courses? Like,
So we don't deal with students, we deal with colleges. It's a B2B company rather than a B2C company.
okay.
For example, we go to college ABC, we give our demo, we show them our platform, we show them our content. We send our lectures to give demo classes. If they like our lectures, if they like our content, if they like our platform, and they want to collaborate, we can have an umbrella effect, and the entire 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 students
Students of
can
that
be
college.
onboarded on our platform. And it's a phygital training program in which our trainers are going physically to every college and doing the
Okay.
training. And the entire assessments, resume, projects, internship, everything is happening online. So it's a classical physical plus digital, which I call a phygital program, in which the pure training is happening offline inside the college, and the entire practice, assessment, mock test, interview, projects, internship, everything is happening on the platform.
Okay, so what are the colleges you are tied up with then?
Okay, so if I have to talk to you about local colleges, colleges like JNTU Hyderabad, CMR SET, Geetam Hyderabad, Geetam Vizag, Geetam Bangalore, SRM Chennai, VNR VJIT, G Narayanamma, Geetanjali College, they have collaborated. Over and above the local, up north, Chitkara University, Shivnadar University, they have collaborated. Over and above the entire local college like AP and Telangana, and there are around 50, 60 of them who are trusting us for last 4 years. We have collaborated with all the IITs, IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, IIT Kanpur, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Roorkee, BITS Hyderabad. So
Great.
this is how the journey has been.
So, what is the idea behind building this Cantilever labs? Like, most importantly, on colleges, on placements, internships, jobs.
Okay, so before starting Cantilever Labs, I used to work in a finance firm where I was a global head. I was managing 2 continents, Asia and Africa. And since 2009, I've been a guest lecturer, recruiter, mentor across all IITs, IIMs, NITs, BITS, and the private colleges. So I've seen students from a very close range, exactly what they are, what they study, how they think, and how baked or semi-baked they are once they are out of college. And Cantilever Labs was probably a summation of that 8-10 years which I spent with the student community. And in 2017 December, I finally resigned that I want to do something in the education space. A, my passion is there, and second, there is a big need out there, and
Exactly.
which is the superb summation of why Cantilever Labs is there in the first place.
So, even most of the students get their jobs through their campus placements, as you mentioned. Like, as you collaborate with the college, they get the placements. But most of the students facing the problem is that they're not getting the offer letters on the right time. So, what do you think? What is the problem behind happening, or what is the challenges happening to the students or the college or the office?
Okay, I'm guessing the students are receiving the offer letter, they are not receiving the joining letter.
Exactly.
That's the difference. So, for example, if you are graduating in June, July, your joining can happen in July, your joining can happen in September, October, your joining can happen next January. So, there is a cycle in which every placement is happening, as you said, in the college. A similar cycle is there in the corporates also, in which every new batch who comes in, whether they are part of a project, whether they are part of any module, whether they are part of any training program, are inducted, trained, and then eventually get to their respective roles. That module or that project or that entire training program which corporate thinks is for this batch sometimes have a little up and down, because we are in a very global dependent
Exactly.
world. You know, I am working with you is depend, and my working with you is probably dependent on something else, and if that affects, then this affects. So that could be one of the reasons. I don't think any of the companies would like to recruit and then keep people on hold. But because everything has a cascading effect, you coming into the company, there is a reason behind why you have been recruited. And if there is some modification in that reason, then your coming into the company also undergoes some modification.
Might be delayed or anything.
Yeah. The best time I would genuinely feel is in the time when you are cooling your heels and you are sitting at home and you are waiting for the joining letter. You should definitely upskill and keep upskilling, because the moment you enter the organization, it would keep you different from the other 1,000 more who probably did not upskill themselves.
True, and upskilling is the new normal that every student should know. Like even if you join in one corporate office, upskilling of different technologies, different sciences should be necessary. And
If you ask me, upskill has a 3P advantage. 3P. Personally, you have to upskill so that you can keep getting better and better. Professionally, you have to upskill because you need to climb the ladder of success as far as your college is concerned. And politically, pick up any state government, any central government. Upskilling and joblessness are among the top two agenda, not only India, but any country, any government of the world. So upskilling is a very, very natural sphere, natural business to be in, wherein personally, professionally, and politically, everybody needs that.
very well said about upskilling, I must say. So, what are the challenges currently you're facing in this industry, like educational industry?
Okay, so one of the challenges we face is if you ask any recruiter that what is the top skill that you are looking for in a new recruit, they might not say it's a computer language, they might not say it's technology, they might not say it's communication, they might not say it's English. It is problem solving. You have to be a problem solver. A problem solver on how to shoot a beautiful interview, a problem solver on how to make this interview reach out to a million people, a problem solver in having more and more such people so that you and your channel get more and more viewership and they improve the awareness among students. So inherently it's problem solving everywhere. And problem solving is something which needs to be inseminated inside the curriculum of Indian education system. I was speaking with HOD of one of the biggest engineering colleges in India, computer science HOD, and I asked him that when I was in my college in 2000, across 4 years, I studied around 56 subjects. When he was in his college around 1980, he also across 4 years studied around 55 subjects. Now, when I go to colleges, they are also studying around 55 subjects. My question to him was very simple. How many of the 56 subjects that you studied, you actually used in your life? And if you ask me this question, how many of those 56 subjects did I study in my engineering? How many did I use in my life? I don't know. Which is where he gave me a very, very classic answer. He said in an entire engineering spectrum, out of those 56 subjects, at best, you will be using only 3% for the whole of your life.
Whole of the life, only 3%? When we have studied for 4 years.
Yeah. The best part is Cantilever Labs is focusing only on 3%.
Okay.
So that whether you want to be a software developer, you want to be a graphic designer, you want to be a systems administrator, you want to be a hardware person, that 3% will help you be anywhere and everywhere as far as your career aspirations are concerned. So the way we have devised Cantilever Labs is scientifically identify those subjects, create a beautiful content, create a beautiful assessment program, create beautiful projects around it, and then you do it. So every single program at Cantilever Labs is incomplete if you don't do a project. You have to do a project or else you don't get selected to do the next program.
So how much time did you take this for R&D, so to get the perfect assessments or perfect projects? Or
Okay, so there are two aspects to your question. How much time did you give to R&D? And second is to get the perfect assessment. The word perfect is a beautiful word only in dictionary. It doesn't exist in real life. So there is no perfect assessment that we have or anybody else have, that is for sure. So we are still coming and it keeps evolving. And how much time? R&D is an ongoing process. There's an R&D happening right now when I'm giving this interview. R&D started in 2018. R&D will be there for next 20 years. Because if we stop our R&D, we are teaching technology which is changing overnight.
True.
And to maintain the pace, our R&D should work all night, all day, all afternoon,
every day,
all evening, 7 days a week. In fact, I genuinely say it is 8 days a week, 32 months in a year, and 367 days in a year program.
8 days a week.
8 days a week, 32 days in a month, and 367 days in a year. That is how R&D should work.
Okay, so as you have collaborated with T-Hub, so how was your collaboration? How it has helped in upskilling, like growing of Cantilever Labs?
Again, one more rectification. It's not how is your collaboration.
Okay.
It was past tense, it is present tense.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it will be future tense also. One word, absolutely amazing. We are meeting because of T-Hub. I have met so many people in T-Hub, my fellow startup founders. Sometimes they teach you what to do. Sometimes they teach you what not to do. It's like a game of cricket. I should know which ball to hit. I should also know which ball to leave. And that is how my complete cricket preparation is done. I have met so many amazing people right from academia, education, industry, government, who might not give you business, but give you something that will fundamentally change your perspective towards the way you see your startup, the way you see your team, the way you see the world. And the incidences like that has been amazing. Like this morning before this meeting, I had a very small meeting with the VP of T Hub. That 2 minutes was a high impactful meeting, and that is how T Hub works.
Great. So, lastly, what is the future of this AI tech? As we can see, AI ChatGPT has become new normal. Most of the people are assuming or not. There is no fun fact that there is not fact that there is no evidence currently that AI is gonna take off the jobs or most of the students' life is going to impact. So, how we have to see, how students have to see, how colleges have to see about the AI and ChatGPT. What are these new sciences or technologies or courses that should be coming in the focus?
Before you came for this interview, I knew that the interviews will be on two aspects. One is Cantilever Labs, and second is ChatGPT. ChatGPT is probably in every single interview out there. How it is affecting? It is already affecting. There is no question. There is no denying. Uh, uh, if I cannot be in a denial mode, because if I be in a denial mode, it's not good for me. I can convince myself, but I cannot convince my business if I'm in a denial mode. It is affecting. In fact, I will not give you the exact coordinates. It just happened that in one of the colleges, the college shared with us that there was a company who came to get an assessment test done. And there were around 2,400 students in the college. And it was told to us that they wanted to select 100 people,
Okay.
train them free of cost for next 6 months, and eventually place them in companies. They will do the training, they will do the placements, and once they get placed, they will take money. On the face of it, the business model sounds very good, and of course, any college will take that. But when the test happened, around 2,200 of the 2,400 students used ChatGPT to crack the test. So the test was killed then and there. And very frankly, there are very inherent problem with that business model, which college realized later. After wasting around 3 weeks of time, of their time and their students' time, they realized later, and they called us to do the damage control. So ChatGPT is there in every aspect of life. Whether it will kill jobs, I don't know. Very frankly, I think I am too naive, too inexperienced to give a comment on that. But looks like it is hurting people one way or the other. For example, in this
It is
case,
impacting.
it is impacting one way or the other. In fact, that's the right word. Hurting is not the right word. Impacting people one way or the other. Will it kill jobs? I'm not the right person to say that, probably. I'm probably too undereducated and inexperienced to comment on that.
Okay, so lastly, what are your future plans of Cantilever Labs?
Okay, the simple vision of Cantilever Labs is Cantilever Labs will be the default training and placement cell for any college. From first year, first semester to fourth year, second semester. This is across 8 semesters. You need any training program, Cantilever Labs will provide it. You need placements, whether it is internships or final placements, Cantilever Labs will provide it. Right now, we are only focusing on the training side of the business, but my vision is that we will close the loop and we will also bring the placement angle, and we will become the default training and placement cell for any college and every college.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful talking to you. So that was the story of Cantilever Labs, an amazing platform bridging gap between the corporates and the colleges in securing on achieving dream jobs to the students. Thank you.